Today I'm going to paint a ballerina on a black paper. I just outline my drawing on a black paper, so using a brush, no big size, just a size 6, and acrylic paint ink, I will paint it on a black paper. I will start to the top and I will follow my drawing all the way around. So using the tip of the brush, make a very thin line and try to get as close you can. That will give a texture, because when you're going to try to work the other way, it's going to come like a hash crossing. I know some people, they like very thin brushes, and they really believe if they use a thin brush, that will create a very thin line. Sometimes it's right, but sometimes I don't really think it's correct, because using a thin brush will hold less paint in your brush. As you can see, I just put my brush into the paint twice by now, and I'm still painting. Having a brush with the long hair, it's give you the chance to keep painting and create a long line and have texture. So the tip of the brush, you create this effect on the black paper. The painting on the black paper is quite not old, because if you look back in the history, you have a technique, it's called chiaroscuro, and it's connected with Georges de la Tour, and it's a Renaissance art. So in the olden time, people, they used to paint on the canvases, just create the light using oil on the dark of the canvas. So I was thinking, why we don't use on this modern time acrylic paint and painting on a black paper, but just painting the light. As you can see, you can create a nice texture, and then the body is start to have the 3D illusion, just adding the light and keep blending the thin line of the brushes. If I move for a minute on a dress size to create the movement on the dress, it's the tip of the brush, so you can start with the thick and thin line at the end. That's creating the movement on the paper. And keep adding on. On the body part, which is a hand, and then if I move to the legs, using quite a lot of color, and I do like a hatch crossing, it creates a texture and you make the light on your paint. And you can work with the brush all the way down. Adding lots of color. And as you can see, I use just one single color, white. And I'm coming back all over the top, because I'm trying to leave a bit of time to dry. Because this is another secret. When you paint, if you leave a couple minutes to your paint to dry, you would give a chance to create a nice texture with your brush. Because as you can come back and you paint the opposite way, your brush will create that nice texture using one single color. If you want to make it with a very strong light, you just keep adding the same color all over again. And I'm going to add more texture on the leg. As I said, the line, they're very thin, very close to one another, and then you create the hatch crossing the opposite way. I move for the other leg, and I follow the same step. And if you like, when you're going to go back to the hand and you're going to do detail, this time try to use the tip of the brush. So this time you're going to have to paint a bit more slowly. And the line, they have to be very, very thin and quite close to each other. Then you can paint the opposite way. To create more movement, you can add as a scarf. So start with the thin line, pointing down, press with the brush. You create movement of a hand, and add another one opposite side. And the same on a dress. So everything you paint, if you use the tip of the brush as the end, it creates this illusion of 3D. If you're going to paint a line thick and you stop like that, it will look very, it doesn't create really volume. But then if you're going to keep going and then make the line very thin at the end, it creates the illusion of the 3D. Gonna we have one more. This side. So as you can see, if you line of the white on a black paper, you can create nice movement of the body where you have the hand part and the part of the body is just curving down. And to create the shape of the dress, you can play with the thickness of the line, which is going up, and it's just finished as pointed. As you can see, after you've done the tip of the brush and you work around the hand and the body, in the end, that's the version. You will have it where you can be ready to be framed and put on your exhibition. Thank you.